fangs, talons, venom, electricity, and one weapon that only exists when several minds act as one. Today, we are ranking predators by the deadliest weapon they bring to a hunt, not simply by size, and not by how dangerous they are to humans. This countdown weighs stopping power, delivery speed, precision, repeatability, and the size of prey each weapon can defeat. And here is your only early warning. The number one weapon has no blade, no toxin, and no bite force record. Before we begin, tap like and subscribe to WildWonders for more of nature's most unbelievable designs. Number 10. The electric eel. Deadliest weapon, remote control electricity. First, a correction. Electric eels are not true eels. They are South American knifefish, but their electrical organs are so extreme that the name is understandable. One species, Electrophorus voltae, has produced a recorded discharge of 860 volts, the highest voltage measured from any living electric fish. Voltage alone, however, is not what makes the weapon brilliant. During an attack, an electric eel fires rapid volleys of high-voltage pulses. Experiments have shown that these pulses can activate the motor nerves of nearby prey, forcing the prey's muscles into involuntary whole-body contraction. In other words, the eel uses the victim's own nervous system as the switch that immobilizes it. The eel can also fire brief double pulses that make hidden prey twitch. That movement creates ripples, revealing the prey's location. Once the animal is caught, the eel may curl its body around it, bringing the positive and negative ends of the electric organ closer together. Measurements show that this can at least double the electric field passing through the prey and rapidly exhaust its muscles. This weapon can detect, expose, stun, and restrain. It works without teeth making first contact. Its weakness is distance. The electric field loses effectiveness as the target moves away, and the eel is most devastating when it can close the circuit around its prey. Number 9 does something even stranger. It does not overpower an escape reflex, it corrupts it. Number 9. The tentacled snake. Deadliest weapon, reflex hacking. The tentacled snake is an aquatic ambush predator from Southeast Asia. It often freezes in a rigid J-shaped posture, looking more like a submerged stick than a snake. A fish approaches, sees the predator, and prepares to perform one of the fastest defensive maneuvers in nature, the sea start escape. The fish bends its body into a C and rockets away from danger. That should save it. But the snake has built its entire attack around making the fish choose the wrong escape route. Just before striking, the snake makes a small movement with the middle of its body. This feint creates a pressure disturbance that triggers the fish's escape reflex. Because the response is fast and stereotyped, the fish moves in a predictable direction. The snake begins its strike before the fish has actually started to flee, aiming at the place where the fish's head is about to arrive. In some orientations, the feint sends the fish directly toward the jaws. In others, the snake predicts whether the fish will move left, right, or downward and attacks the future position. Experiments with young snakes indicate that this prediction does not require years of practice. Much of the program appears to be built in. The prey is not slow, it is not careless, it is killed by its own best defense. This is one of the most specialized weapons on the list, which prevents it from ranking higher. But inside its underwater ambush zone, the tentacled snake turns instinct into a trap. At number 8, escape becomes almost impossible once the first coil lands. Number 8. The boa constrictor. Deadliest weapon, circulatory shutdown. For generations, people said constricting snakes kill by suffocation. The real mechanism is faster and more disturbing. A boa bites to anchor itself, wraps coils around the prey, and tightens. In controlled experiments with boas constricting anesthetized rats, arterial blood pressure collapsed while venous pressure rose sharply. The heart could no longer move blood effectively, and circulation to vital organs failed. The prey may still have air in its lungs. The immediate problem is that oxygenated blood is no longer reaching the brain and heart. Every movement can make the situation worse. As the prey struggles, the snake can adjust its pressure and maintain the loss of circulation. The pressure is distributed around the body rather than concentrated at one bite point. That makes constriction quiet, efficient, and difficult to fight. There is no single fang to avoid after the snake has secured a grip. The entire body becomes the weapon. A large constrictor can subdue prey that would be dangerous to attack repeatedly with the head. It can hold the animal while the cardiovascular system collapses, then swallow it without needing to tear it apart. The limitation is commitment. The snake must make contact, wrap correctly, and stay attached. Against prey too large or awkward to encircle, the weapon loses its advantage. At number 7, the predator does not squeeze. It opens deep wounds with teeth that were recently discovered to contain metal. Number 7. The Komodo dragon. Deadliest weapon. An iron-edged, toxic saw. A Komodo dragon's bite is often described as crushing, but that misses the design. Its skull is better suited to pulling and slashing than to holding a massive, static bite. The teeth are curved, flattened, and serrated, like miniature steak knives. The dragon bites, braces, and pulls backward, allowing the serrations to cut deep through flesh. In 2024, researchers found that the tips and serrated edges of Komodo dragon teeth carry a thin, iron-enriched coating. The iron helps maintain the cutting surfaces where the teeth experience the most wear. It is a remarkable solution. Reinforce the blade exactly where the blade must stay sharp. Then chemistry joins the attack. Komodo dragons possess venom glands in the lower jaw. Components identified in the venom can interfere with clotting and contribute to falling blood pressure. The weapon is therefore not a single magical toxin. It is a combined system of deep laceration, blood loss, physiological shock, and repeated pursuit. That is why the old popular story that bacteria from a filthy mouth are the dragon's main killing weapon is misleading. Mechanical damage and venom provide a far stronger explanation. The Komodo dragon ranks here because one successful bite can keep affecting the prey after contact ends. But delivery still requires the dragon to get close, and large prey may not collapse immediately. Number 6 appears almost harmless. It is slow, beautiful, and armed with one of the fastest strikes ever measured. Number 6. The fish hunting cone snail. Deadliest weapon. A disposable venom harpoon. A fish can easily outswim a snail, so the cone snail does not try to win a race. Hidden inside its long proboscis is a modified radula tooth, shaped like a hollow harpoon. The snail loads the tooth with venom, aims, builds hydraulic pressure, and fires. In the fish hunting cone, snail conus catus, high-speed video showed that the harpoon can launch into prey within about 100 microseconds. Peak acceleration exceeded 280,000 meters per second squared, with maximum values above 400,000. For a mollusk, the movement is almost absurdly fast. Speed is essential because a fish's escape response begins almost instantly. The harpoon must penetrate before the target can turn away. Once embedded, it acts as both needle and tether, while a complex mixture of conotoxins disrupts the nervous system. Different cone snail species use different hunting strategies, but across the group, the chemistry is extraordinarily diverse, with toxins that target specific ion channels and receptors. And when one harpoon is used, another tooth can move into position. The cone snail ranks this high because it combines bullet-like delivery, replaceable ammunition, and precision neurochemistry. Its limitation is reach and scale. It is an assassin, not a battering ram. The top 5 begins with a weapon that replaces itself for an entire lifetime. Number 5. The Great White Shark. Deadliest weapon. A self-renewing serrated jaw. A great white shark does not have one row of teeth. It has a conveyor belt. Hundreds of triangular serrated teeth occupy multiple rows, while replacements develop behind them. When a working tooth is lost or damaged, another rotates forward. The weapon repairs itself without stopping the predator's life. The shape matters. Pointed teeth are good for gripping slippery fish. The broad saw-edged teeth of a great white are built to cut through the dense tissue of marine mammals. The shark drives the upper and lower jaws into the prey, and movement across those serrations turns the bite into a slicing action. Against seals, great whites often attack from below, using the bright surface to silhouette the animal. A powerful tail accelerates the shark upward, sometimes carrying predator and prey completely out of the water. But the jaw does not work alone. The shark detects water movement through its lateral line and electrical fields through sensory organs around the snout. Those systems guide the weapon to the final few centimeters. The great white ranks at number 5 because the jaw combines enormous damage, replaceable cutting edges, and the ability to strike large, fast prey. Yet it still needs one perfect close-range connection, and agile seals can escape if they detect the approach. Number 4 uses fewer teeth, but places them with the precision of armor-piercing spikes. Number 4. The jaguar. Deadliest weapon, the precision skull bite. Most big cats are famous for suffocating large prey with a prolonged throat bite. Jaguars can do that too, but they are unusually willing to aim at the back of the skull or neck and end the struggle with concentrated damage to bone and the nervous system. Relative to body mass, the jaguar has one of the most powerful bites among the big cats. Its head is broad, the jaw muscles are massive, and the canines are thick enough to tolerate loads that would risk damage in a more lightly built cat. This is essential in the jaguar's world. Its prey list includes capybaras, peccaries, caimans, and turtles. A caiman is protected by armored skin and dangerous jaws. A turtle carries its own shield. The jaguar's answer is to attack through the protection, not around it. Field observations show jaguars delivering powerful bites to the neck or posterior skull, and in some regions, they can puncture or break turtle shells. The forelimbs hold the prey in position, while the jaws place force exactly where it matters. The jaguar ranks above the great white not because it produces more absolute force, but because of control. It can wrestle, reposition, and choose a precise anatomical target on land or in water. At number 3, the weapon is nearly invisible. The predator may carry up to 60 tentacles, and every contact point is loaded. Number 3, the Australian box jellyfish. Deadliest weapon, a living minefield of microscopic harpoons. The Australian box jellyfish, Chironex fleckeri, is not simply drifting and hoping food hits it. It can swim, see with clusters of eyes, and actively hunt prawns and small fish in tropical coastal water. Its transparent bell can be difficult to see. From the 4 corners hang clusters totaling as many as 60 tentacles, which can stretch for meters. Each tentacle is covered in stinging cells called cnidocytes. Inside each cell is a microscopic capsule containing a coiled, venom-delivering tubule. Contact provides mechanical and chemical signals. The capsule fires, the tubule penetrates, and venom enters the tissue. This discharge happens at a scale and speed that make it one of biology's most extreme cellular weapons. One tentacle can create many injection points at once. Multiple tentacles can wrap across a larger area, turning a brief collision into massive envenomation. For the jellyfish's natural prey, rapid immobilization prevents a struggling fish from tearing the delicate predator apart. In humans, a severe Chironex fleckeri sting can cause overwhelming pain, dangerous changes in blood pressure and heart rhythm, cardiovascular collapse, and death within minutes. That does not mean every contact is fatal. The outcome depends on the species, the amount of tentacle contact, the victim, and the dose delivered. But the weapon itself is extraordinary. Thousands upon thousands of autonomous triggers distributed across a nearly invisible net. And yet the runner-up uses no venom at all. It owns the highest bite force directly measured in any living animal tested. Number 2, the saltwater crocodile. Deadliest weapon, the clamp and roll system. In a major study that measured every living crocodilian species, one saltwater crocodile produced a bite force of 16,414 newtons. It remains the highest bite force directly recorded from any animal in a controlled measurement. But bite force is only the first stage. A saltwater crocodile approaches with almost its entire body hidden. The eyes, ears, and nostrils stay above water while the jaws wait below. At close range, the crocodile explodes forward, seizes the prey with conical teeth, and clamps down. Those teeth are not shaped like the slicing blades of a shark. They are pegs built to hold. Once the jaws close, escape becomes a contest against the crocodile's entire body. Then comes the death roll. The crocodile rotates around its long axis while maintaining the bite. This can destabilize prey, drag it underwater, and generate the shear forces needed to tear large food into manageable pieces. Biomechanical work suggests that the dismembering effect becomes disproportionately more powerful as the crocodile grows. The deadliest weapon is therefore not just a jaw, it is a sequence: invisibility, acceleration, clamp, submersion, and rotation. Why is it not number 1? Because the system, while brutally effective, is largely fixed. The crocodile is a master of one terrifying plan. The predator at number 1 can invent a new plan, share it, teach it, and change it when the prey changes the rules. Number 1, the orca. Deadliest weapon, the pod. An orca already has everything a conventional predator could want: a muscular body measured in tons, large, conical teeth, excellent hearing, echolocation, speed, the ability to strike with the jaws, ram with the head, or hit with the tail. But none of those is the weapon that earns first place. The real weapon is collective intelligence expressed through culture. Different orca populations hunt in radically different ways. Some specialize in fish, others hunt seals, dolphins, sharks, rays, or even large whales. The techniques are not distributed evenly across the species. They are learned within social groups and passed between generations. In Antarctic waters, some orcas line up and charge an ice floe together. At the final moment, they dive in synchronization, creating a wave that breaks the ice or washes a seal into the sea. The water itself becomes a tool. Along parts of Argentina and the Crozet Islands, certain orcas intentionally surge onto beaches to seize seals or sea lions. For a whale, stranding is normally a lethal mistake. These hunters learn the slope, the timing, the waves, and the route back to deep water. Young animals repeatedly practice the maneuver, sometimes with adults nearby. Other groups herd fish into dense balls, coordinate positions, reduce noise when hunting mammals that can hear them, or divide roles during attacks on prey too large for one whale to control safely. This is why the pod outranks venom, electricity, and the strongest measured bite. A physical weapon has a fixed shape. Teeth cannot suddenly become longer because prey discovered a new defense. Venom cannot discuss a failed hunt. A crocodile's death roll cannot be updated by watching another crocodile solve a different problem. Orcas can change the plan. They can observe, remember, cooperate, and transmit a successful technique. One whale contributes force. Several whales contribute geometry. Generations contribute knowledge. Their deadliest weapon is not located in one mouth or one tail. It exists in the relationships between individuals. That makes it scalable. A pod can surround fast prey, exhaust large prey, create waves, block escape routes, and allow younger hunters to learn without facing the full risk alone. The number one weapon in the predator world is therefore not the sharpest tooth or the strongest toxin. It is a strategy that can evolve during a lifetime. The pod is a weapon that thinks. So, which predator do you believe deserves the top spot, and which animal should have made the ranking? Subscribe to WildWonders and stay curious. Nature is always more dangerous, more intelligent, and more inventive than it first appears.